Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's episode of The Science and the Products. My name is Mariel Kokkonen, and I am a true hemp enthusiast. We are going to be discussing today an absolutely amazing system in our body. There is a language in your body, and it speaks. One of balance, chemistry, and connection. If you can learn to listen, you can learn to lead your health. And what you choose today writes the story of your brain, your body, and your future. Whether you're here out of curiosity for your health, or maybe because someone you trust mentioned something about cannabinoids or the endocannabinoid system for you, what you are about to discover could change the way you think about your body, your wellness, and what it means to feel balanced. I know it did that for me. Today's presentation is called Balance from Within, Understanding and Supporting Your Endocannabinoid System. Now, if you have never heard of the endocannabinoid system, or ECS for short, you're not alone. Most people haven't. But here's the surprising part. This system exists inside all of us, and it plays a key role in regulating sleep, mood, pain, stress, inflammation, immune responses, hormonal balance, digestion, and more. ECS is like a conductor of an orchestra, making sure everything in your body works together in harmony. But today's life, our lifestyle, it throws off that harmony through stress, toxins, lack of nutrients, and also more. It's not just that we don't take care of ourselves, we do. It is that we live in circumstances and in surroundings or environment where things are simply thrown at us, and we need to make sure that we take care of ourselves. That's exactly what we are going to explore today. How can we support this incredible system using powerful plant-based cannabinoid products? I will walk you through the science step by step, but in a simple way, so that not only I understand, but you understand too. So tonight, I want to encourage you to sit back, stay curious, and get ready to learn about one of the most important systems in our body and how to unlock its full potential. So let's start. Excuse me. If you take a moment to think about this, your body is made up of over 37 trillion cells, each with a job to do. And it all begins with your DNA, an intelligent blueprint that governs everything from how your heart beats, to how your immune system protects you, to how your brain processes thoughts, memories, and emotions. It's not random, it's a design. And it's precision. And it's absolute perfection, nothing short of a masterpiece. In your body, it's not just a machine, it's an intelligent, responsive, and self-healing ecosystem. And every system within it has one ultimate goal: to keep you alive, vibrant, and in balance, so that you can enjoy a long, healthy, and happy life. But here's the thing. For that to happen, the systems inside us must stay in harmony. And that's where things get off track in modern life. And that's why we're here today, to talk about one of the most important systems that help maintain that balance, the endocannabinoid system. We have something called prevention that we should discuss today. We should start with this. Here's our life. The red line is the arch of our life, and it depicts the quality of life that we have. We live about, let's say, 78 years, 76 years, and then comes the moment towards the end of our life when we get sick and we seek for pharmaceutical intervention. This is what happens then. We get a little extra, just a little bit, not a lot of extra life quality, but a few years more. And that's great. There is a reason why we need pharmaceutical intervention and drug treatments. But what if we do prevention? Look at this. We get higher life quality, we get longer life, and in general, we feel better living our lives. We have all heard the phrase, prevention is better than cure. And in the world of health and wellness, that couldn't be more true. Too often we wait until something feels wrong. Pain, fatigue, anxiety, poor sleep. We wait for that to happen before we start acting. But our body is always speaking to us long before the symptoms appear. And that's why prevention is power. It's about staying ahead, supporting your body before it starts breaking down. It's not about fixing what's broken, but nourishing what is already working so that we can stay strong, responsive, and balanced. And this is where the endocannabinoid system comes to picture. It isn't something you support only when you are unwell. It is something to care for daily. Because when your body is in balance, it's more resilient, more adaptable, and better equipped to handle the stressors of life, whatever is thrown at us. So we are going to take a look at a few natural steps. If taken consistently, they can support that balance and help you build a lifestyle that protects your health from the inside out. Because in the end, prevention is not just about avoiding illness, it is about creating the conditions for well-being to thrive. This is where it all begins. The endocannabinoid system, or ECS, is your body's built-in balancing system. It works behind the scenes 24/7 every day to help keep everything in harmony. Your sleep, your mood, your stress, your immune responses, digestion, pain, and inflammation. Most people have never heard of it. And it plays a role in almost every major function of your body. So let's take a closer look how it works. What you're seeing here is your body's own regulatory system. It's called the endocannabinoid system, or ECS for short. It includes a vast network of receptors. The most common of them are receptors 1 and 2. They are found throughout the body, and especially in the brain, nervous system, immune cells, and digestive organs. CB1, cannabinoid receptor 1, is mostly found in the brain and central nervous system. CB2, which is more active in the immune system and peripheral tissues, is found all over your body. So endocannabinoid system was discovered only in the early 1990s. A scientist, a group of them, led by Professor Rafael Mehulam, they discovered this system while studying how cannabis interacts with the body. The thing is that they were researching a group of people who didn't seem to have all the same ailments, illnesses, as the majority of us did. And interestingly enough, this group of people was perceived to be beach bums, which means that they got cannabinoids, broad spectrum hemp cannabinoids. First, they found that CB1 receptor is in the central nervous system. Very soon after that, they found CB2. And this led to an absolute breakthrough realization. Our bodies, yours and mine, produce their own cannabinoids, such as anandamide and 2-AG. And we have receptors designed specifically to work with them. You can think of the ECS like a smart regulation network, a system that keeps everything in check. It has a role in brain and nervous system, communication, mood and stress response, immune function and inflammation, digestion and appetite, sleep-wake cycles, pain signals, and muscle tension. And its main job is to maintain balance between all these systems in the body. In science, this system is called homeostasis. This balance is called homeostasis. For you and me, it's just simply balance. So if you're looking at this and there comes a moment when you're stressed, here comes ECS into play and life is balanced again. What about pain? Here comes ECS and it reduces the experience of pain. Immune system runs havoc, goes absolutely crazy. Here comes ECS and balance is restored. It's an interesting concept because it refers to something so overarching in our body that every time I look at this, I realize that this is truly a system that I want to take good care of. I put together a few slides for you so that you understand what exactly happens between the cannabinoids and your endocannabinoid system. First, we are going to look at a plant-based cannabinoid from hemp plant. It's called CBG. And here is what CBG does. It floats around in your body, finds its place in a receptor, and the signaling starts. That means that cell communication in your body can start. CBG is a very special cannabinoid because it binds directly to the receptors in your endocannabinoid system. On every cell of your body, we have enzymes or proteins. That's what they are called. This is a biochemical drawing, an accurate drawing of a protein. It's an illustration. And they sit on your cell membrane, all over your body in every cell. By the way, this has a very interesting connection to hemp because this protein is made of 20 amino acids. Every protein in your body consists the same 20 amino acids. 11 of them are produced in your body, but there is 9 essential. That means that they have to be gotten from some dietary source. Did you know that hemp seeds are one of the most potent dietary source of the 9 essential amino acids? They are called essential because life cannot be sustained without them. You get them from other sources too, but hemp seeds are one of the most strongest of them. Now, one of these enzymes is called COX-2. It is a breakdown enzyme, and I'll show you how that works. Now, the yellow bubble on the picture is called anandamide. It is an endocannabinoid, so a cannabinoid compound produced by your body. And this is what it does in your body. It floats around like CBG, finds a receptor, and the signaling starts. And then you have this enzyme, COX-2, the blue ball on the picture. Have a look at that. There it comes, sits next to the anandamide, and it metabolizes. And the result is that the cell communication is broken. Now, you need more anandamide, and it is there. And then you have COX, and it breaks, and more anandamide is needed. And here comes another way hemp-based cannabinoids can support your body. CBD is a cannabinoid that comes from a hemp plant. And look at what it does. So we have anandamide sitting in the receptor, cell communication is going on. COX is getting ready to do its work, and here comes CBD. The signaling stays on because CBD is regulating the speed of breakdown. Now, I want to emphasize here that it doesn't mean that these cannabinoids in your body shouldn't break down. Oh, they most absolutely should. But not too fast, not overactively. And this is where balance is restored by the existence of CBD cannabinoid in your body. This image is one of the best ways to understand how the endocannabinoid system works. Think of your body's CB1 and CB2 receptors like locks, and your body naturally produces its own keys. They're called endocannabinoids, as I said. They fit perfectly into those locks, sending messages that help regulate all these functions that are very important for your well-being. But here's where it gets really interesting. Nature has also given us plant-based cannabinoids like CBD and CBG that look very similar to the keys your body already makes. We call them phytocannabinoids or exocannabinoids. And they can also fit into those locks, either directly like CBG, as we just saw, or by supporting how the locks and keys work together, like CBD, as we just saw. But the purpose here is not to override or change the body. It's not about adding something artificial instead. It's about supporting what your body is already trying to do, helping it function at its best with balance and ease. You can think of these plant compounds as trusted partners, tools your body recognizes and knows how to work with. So rather than taking over, they simply remind your system how to regulate itself more effectively. That's the beauty of this approach. It's not about forcing the body, but supporting its natural intelligence. Let's take a quick look at the two main receptors of the endocannabinoid system, CB1 and CB2. These are found mostly in the brain and central nervous system and on our skin and in our internal organs. CB1 receptors are in the brain and in your central nervous system, and they play a major role in how we think, feel, and respond to the world around us. They help regulate mood and emotional balance, stress response, anxiety, sleep and circadian rhythms, memory, learning, cognitive function, and even protection against diseases, neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's disease. They're also involved in the prevention and in fact, based on today's research, treatment of depression. This is one of the reasons why plant cannabinoids like CBD and CBG can be so helpful for mental well-being without any psychoactive effects. So no high, just support for the mind in a calm and natural way. Then we have CB2 receptors. They are in the immune system as well as the gut, skin, and internal organs. They help regulate pain perception, so the experience of pain, inflammation control, immune system balance. Activating the CB2 receptors is especially important when dealing with chronic inflammation or pain, whether it's in the joints, in your muscles, skin, or digestive system. So let's put it in simple words. CB1 is in brain and connected to emotions, sleep, and memory. CB2 is connected to immune defense, pain, and inflammation. When we support both of these systems, both of these receptor systems, with safe and non-psychoactive plant cannabinoids, we help the body return to its natural state of balance, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So we've talked about how the endocannabinoid system helps keep your body in balance. You saw pictures where cannabinoids float around and keys and locks. But what happens when it doesn't function as it should? Scientists have a name for this condition because condition it is. It's called clinical endocannabinoid deficiency, or CEDS for short. The theory of CEDS was first introduced by neurologist and cannabinoid researcher Dr. Ethan Russo in 2004. So just about exactly 20 years ago. Can you imagine that? He noticed something very interesting. Several chronic conditions, especially those that had no clear cause, they seemed to have one thing in common. They were linked to a lack of endocannabinoid tone or poor ECS activity. And that led to a groundbreaking insight. Some people may suffer from a deficiency in endocannabinoids. So not enough anandamide, not enough AG2, not enough keys to your locks. And if we want to refer that to something, we would refer it to a deficiency in iron or serotonin. We all understand where that would lead to. According to research, clinical endocannabinoid deficiency may be connected to irritable bowel syndrome, migraines, fibromyalgia, depression, anxiety, sleep disturbances, autoimmune diseases, and even neurodegenerative disorders like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. Many of these conditions involve inflammation, pain, or nervous system dysfunction. And these are all areas the ECS normally helps regulate. So when the endocannabinoid system is not producing enough of its own cannabinoids, or the receptors aren't working properly, the body begins to lose its ability to self-regulate. And the result, my friend, is imbalance physically, mentally, and as said, emotionally. I find this absolutely fascinating. At this point, I would also like to add that I am not a medical doctor. And because of that reason, every single statement or claim that I make that makes you feel that I'm discussing something that can heal, I would like you to understand that I have the scientific citations available. If any of you is interested in the actual research behind the things that I'm talking about tonight, you are welcome to let me know, and I am very happy to share it all because it is absolutely exciting to get familiar with. So now we have heard about the system. We have learned about how it works and what it does. We know what might happen if it doesn't work. And I think at this point we can all agree that support is absolutely important. Plant cannabinoids, CBD, CBG, CBN, there's many of them. They don't replace our body's endocannabinoids. They could never, but they help the system function better. And they work gently, helping to retune the body's own rhythm, giving it the tools it needs to restore the internal balance, just naturally. And this brings us to a very powerful combination of products that can help do just that. I am going to talk to you about the solutions that I have found in my search for homeostasis or balance. This is a very powerful trio. It's my choice every day for a long list of very good reasons. In the recent days, I have discussed product recommendations with people who have sleep problems, fatigue, hormonal changes, nerve pain, both with men and women the same. I have discussed inflammatory reactions in their body, pain for different reasons, digestive problems, lack of appetite, challenges with recovery after training sessions at the gym. Every little detail affecting the well-being of these individuals who have asked their questions. One way or the other, I always come back to the research around the endocannabinoid system and the plant-based cannabinoids. So I'm going to introduce you to these three products that belong to my everyday. There are many more to choose from, but this is the foundation of your and my well-being toolbox. Pure Gold, 1000 milligrams of CBD, and the golden standard of all cannabinoid oils. CBD or cannabidiol is currently one of the most researched plant-based cannabinoid. It has no intoxicating or psychoactive effects, but science has confirmed its benefits for inflammation, brain protection, and stress response. Here we are going to discuss a few researches that I have used as a foundation for this presentation tonight. And I hope you understand again that if there is a claim, there is research behind this claim. CBD indirectly influences both CB1 and CB2 receptors, and it also interacts with serotonin and TRPV1 receptors in our brain. They are involved in anxiety, pain, and body temperature regulation. Research has shown CBD may help with anxiety and depression by Blessing at Company in 2015. Pisanti has researched chronic pain and inflammation and found CBD effective. Shannon et Company in 2019 found CBD effective for improving sleep quality. Ibeas B et Company in 2015 confirmed CBD to be effective for neurological conditions like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, and especially effective in treating epilepsy. And then there is research on gut inflammation and IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, where ECS imbalance has been by research very often found to be involved. Pure Gold is THC-free, highly purified and safe oil for daily use, for calming both body and mind. If you would start using Pure Gold, in a few days you would experience more calmness, better sleep, less tension in your muscles, in your body. Few weeks, and you will experience less joint pain, better concentration, smoother skin. In a couple of months, more energy, more stable mood, hormonal balance, and overall sense of well-being. This is if you use Pure Gold all alone, all on its own. How about the green hemp oil? The green hemp oil is a combination of two very powerful components. Organic hemp seed oil, which is rich in omega-3s and omega-6s, vitamin E, GLA, and it is mixed also with raw hemp oil, not heated and full of acidic cannabinoids like CBDA and CBGA. What is important about these acidic forms is that they are the precursory forms of cannabinoids. And that means, my friend, and that when they get into your body, they are like a very gentle wake-up call for your endocannabinoid system. CBDA is anti-inflammatory and affects serotonin receptors, which can help with nausea and anxiety. Hemp oil's fatty acids support cell membrane integrity, heart and cardiovascular health, skin wellness, skin repair. Green hemp oil essentially is a full spectrum nutritional support and a natural foundation for just about any wellness routine. If you're using the green hemp oil consistently and every day, in a few days you will experience uplifted mood, mental clarity, and gut comfort. In a few weeks, you will experience better stress response, stable digestion, and enhanced calmness. In a few months, the overall experience of vitality and resilience is just there, simply there in every day. And you are experiencing immune balance, which is affecting so many different functions in your body. Your immune reactions are balanced. That means that allergic reactions are more balanced. I am not talking about a medical intervention, pharmaceutical intervention. This is not a medication that I am discussing. What I am discussing is the most natural form of support for one of the most important systems in your body. The third oil in this powerful trio is CBG, or Happy People's Oil. CBG interacts directly with CB1 and CB2 receptors, as we saw. It also interacts with adrenergic and serotonin receptors. Research has shown that it may support eye pressure and glaucoma prevention. Can you imagine that? Glaucoma is one of those eyesight-related diagnoses that still we have difficulties in understanding how to treat it effectively. CBG is directly connected to inflammatory bowel diseases like IBD. This has both research in a laboratory, but also clinical research behind it. CBG is directly linked to cognitive clarity and neuroprotection. It stimulates appetite without the high of THC. And when we talk about appetite stimulation, it's very important to remember that there are people who suffer from the lack of appetite. And for those people, it is just an absolute lifesaver to have a product that helps restore healthy, normal appetite. CBG is connected to mood and stress regulation because it boosts GABA activity in the brain. So basically, the premium CBG is ideal when you need focus, clarity, support for the nervous system and your gut. And the end result is that if you start using CBG on its own, in a few days, you will experience elevated mood, calm energy, improvement on experience of stress. Few weeks and you will have sharper focus, steadier emotions, and improved digestion. In a couple of months, you will experience clarity, sustained motivation, balanced mood, and more balanced, more effective immune support. So if we put this all together, pure gold calms and balances. Premium CBG activates and protects, and the green hemp oil nourishes and builds the foundation. Together, they form a synergistic trio, like a complete toolkit for supporting your body on every level. And now, this was when you use these products separately. What if you put them together? So let's move to the right side of this slide. Why 1 plus 1 is actually close to 5? Why do these three products work even better together? This brings us to the concept of entourage effect. It was first introduced in 1998 by Professors Mechulam and Ben Shabbat. They discovered that cannabinoids, terpenes, and other plant compounds work better as a team than alone. The effects become more powerful, more balanced, and more targeted when combined. So, if we go back to thinking of an orchestra, CBD is the violin, calm, steady, emotionally grounding. CBG is the trumpet, clear, energizing, and neurologically sharp. And green hemp oil is the bass rhythm, the steady bass line that nourishes and holds it all together. When these come together, you don't just get three effects, you get a symphony of wellness. And what it means for you: stronger results with the smaller doses, wider support across the body and mind, long-term balance without side effects, a multidimensional response from sleep and mood to digestion, pain, and immunity. This is why the Kannaway Powerful Trio is not just three products. It's a complete science-backed wellness system that knows how to support your body right where it needs the most. And it has to be said, it's not immediate. You need to commit to supporting your body, and with consistent use, you will get the benefits. So here comes some thoughts. Let's take a moment to look at the science behind what we just discussed. Over the past 2 decades, research has explored how broad-spectrum cannabinoid formulations, meaning combinations of cannabinoids like CBD and CBG and other natural plant compounds from hemp plant, how they work differently from single molecule solutions. If we talk about migraines, IBS, and fibromyalgia, all three very different situations in our body. These three conditions have been linked to a dysfunctional endocannabinoid system, something that we now know as clinical endocannabinoid deficiency. Dr. Ethan Russo has an absolute landmark paper published in 2004 that suggests that using a variety of cannabinoids, not just one, can offer better symptom relief. In terms of chronic pain and inflammation, in 2018, Galili and colleagues published a research stating that CBD and CBG, when combined with other natural plant components, produce a greater pain anti-inflammatory effects than CBD alone. Epilepsy is a whole concept of its own when it comes to especially CBD. Pamplona and colleagues in 2018 found that patients using broad-spectrum CBD, so plant-based CBD extracts, experienced fewer seizures than those who were using a pharmaceutically produced isolated CBD. I want to emphasize this. On the other side of the conversation is an isolate produced by Big Pharma, if we wish to use that. That's that name for it. And on the other side is a plant-based hemp extract. There has been clinical trials by Abrahams and company starting from 2011 and onwards in relation to cancer-related nausea and pain. Whole plant extracts from hemp helped cancer patients manage pain more effectively compared to isolated cannabinoids. The similar results are there for anxiety and depression and neurodegenerative conditions. Across the board, research has found that plant-based cannabinoids are just simply more effective, especially when used together. And why does this matter? Because when we combine CBD for calming and nervous system and managing the stress, and if we add CBG to that, we enhance cognitive clarity and reduce inflammation. And then the raw cannabinoids and essential fatty acids from green hemp oil, we are creating a synergistic full spectrum effect that simply isn't possible with single isolated compounds. This is the entourage effect in action. It's not just a theory, it's a well-documented principle of nature. Each compound supports the other like instruments in an orchestra, amplifying the overall results. And the more complete the support, the more resilient, adaptive, and balanced your body becomes. And that's why the powerful trio isn't just a supplement routine. It's an absolute wellness strategy that helps my body perform the way it was designed to. So why would we choose natural plant-based support for the body rather than relying solely on pharmaceutical medication or pharmaceutical intervention? On the left side of the slide, we see a pharmaceutical CBD, Epidiolex. Epidiolex is the first FDA-approved prescription drug made from purified CBD isolate. It was developed specifically for treating rare and severe forms of epilepsy like Lennox-Gastaut and Dravet syndrome. And it has proven to be effective, very effective for some. But like many isolates, it also comes with side effects, such as loss of appetite, drowsiness, digestive discomfort, potential interactions with other medications, not to mention elevated liver enzymes or elevated bilirubin levels. This is very typical of isolates. They are potent, they are super effective, but narrow in the effect. They're designed to target one specific symptom, but they don't necessarily support the body as a whole. On the right side of the slide, you can see natural broad-spectrum plant support. By contrast, both broad-spectrum or even full-spectrum plant-based cannabinoid products, they don't try to replace medication. Instead, they work with your body, helping it restore balance from inside. These natural formulations are non-intoxicating. They support the endocannabinoid system, the immune system, and the neurological well-being. They tend to have fewer side effects when made with high-quality THC-free ingredients. Pamplona study found that broad-spectrum CBD extracts were more effective in 10% of the dose when we were discussing patients with epilepsy. So when we support the body holistically, we're not just aiming to control a symptom, we're giving the body the tools it needs to regulate itself better in the long term. The Kannaway story starts from hope to action. Kannaway's roots are deeply connected to this very specific issue we are looking at right now on the screen. The company gained international attention when families whose children were suffering from severe, untreatable epilepsy found relief through safe, THC-free CBD oils. For many of these families, these weren't just wellness products, they were a life-changing solution, offering quality of life. And often in situations where nothing else worked. This real-world impact led to the creation of programs like Hope for Children and advocacy efforts to change legislation in North America, in South America, and in Europe, which made cannabinoid support accessible to more families. So, in summary, nature doesn't give us just a single molecule. It offers a full symphony of healing compounds, and our bodies aren't made of isolated systems. They are complex, interconnected ecosystems. That's why multi-compound plant support often works more gently and effectively than isolated chemicals. Pharmaceuticals will always have their place, but for many of us, daily natural support is the key to prevention, resilience, and long-term balance without the unwanted side effects. So here they are, once again, the powerful trio, designed not just for treating illness, but for supporting everyday well-being. Too often, I think we think about supplements and natural tools after something has gone wrong. But what if we flip that thinking? Support, not repair, but support. These products are not medicines. They are daily tools that help your body stay strong, resilient, and balanced. Your endocannabinoid system is working every single day, even when you feel healthy. It quietly helps regulate stress response and immune balance, sleep rhythms, mood stability, communication between the gut and the nervous system through vagus nerve. If we don't support it, this system becomes slowly overloaded. It's not always visible, but definitely over time. And the results most often prove to be catastrophic. If you use high quality cannabinoid products every day, you get daily protection. Pure Gold keeps your mind and nervous system calm during life's everyday stress. CBG sharpens focus, boosts clarity, and energizes the body. And then green hemp oil nourishes the body at the cellular level and supports the endocannabinoid system foundation. So we have an oil that is targeting the support of the entire system that we have been discussing. Then we have a Happy People's oil in the premium CBG. And then we have Pure Gold, which is strongly supporting your overall well-being. It's the steady support. Together, they create a daily layer of protection like an internal insurance policy. It may not be something you feel right away, but it can help prevent imbalance before it ever takes hold. See, health is not just the absence of illness. It's a state where the body is working at its optimal potential. And that's what this trio is supporting. This is why I personally recommend these three products as a daily wellness foundation for anyone who wants to stay healthy, not just get better. Because prevention starts with the systems we support today. Hemp is one of nature's most powerful plants. We are almost done with today's presentation. I would like to add a few words about hemp and the production principles of Kannaway. Hemp is powerful not just for the human body, but also for the earth itself. It actually cleans the environment as it grows. It absorbs heavy metals, pesticide residues, and even radioactive toxins from the soil. This process is called phytoremediation, plant-based soil purification. This makes hemp ecologically valuable, but it also means that quality control is absolutely essential. Quality matters, safety first. Because of the effect that hemp pulls in everything from its environment, we have to always remember, where is the hemp grown that my product is made of? How is it cultivated? Are there traces of pesticides, mold, or heavy metals in the final product? And can I trust what is actually in the bottle? At Kannaway, safety and transparency come first. Every product goes through a strict triple lab testing process. Biomass is tested to ensure there are no pesticides, molds, or heavy metals in the hemp. And then during processing, after extraction, the laboratory test is to check cannabinoid levels and purity. And then final product testing is to confirm the exact cannabinoid profile, not just the existence of the one cannabinoid that we are putting on the label, that we can see on the label of our bottle, but actually the whole profile, because these are broad spectrum cannabinoid oils. In addition to cannabinoid profile, we verify that the label matches the content. And here's the best part. These lab results, COAs, are available to every one of us, whether we are Kannaway customers or not. We can go to a shop, choose a product, go to product details and see the COA right there. The Kannaway products are showcasing a very rare kind of transparency because it is part of an industry where standards vary so very widely. So hemp is a powerful ally, but only when it's clean, properly cultivated, and scientifically verified. Kannaway products, the powerful trio that we discussed today, they aren't just effective, they're also safe, transparent, and ethically made. And here is one of the reasons why I make this choice. So I would like to thank you for being here today. I hope the presentation has given you new insights, not just about cannabinoids, but about your own well-being and how you can support your body naturally every day. This isn't a call to fix something that's broken. It's an invitation to strengthen, protect, and build your health before imbalances appear. If something in today's session sparked a question or inspired you, or maybe made you curious to learn more, please feel free to reach out. I'm here to help you find the path that fits you best, because when we support the body from within with the right tools, amazing things can happen. Before we finish, before we stop the recording and open the camera so we can have a chat if you have any questions, I would like to leave you with one thought. Health is not everything, but without health, everything else becomes harder. These are the words of Socrates. So maybe we should choose our health today, because it's the best investment we can make for our future and for the life we want to live.